Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you have had an absolutely wonderful week. For those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, welcome, welcome. We are here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. For those of you who tune in every single week, welcome back. And thanks so much for joining here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. And for those of you watching the replay on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube, welcome. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I do want to say today, well, let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, but I travel to different places around depending on the week, it seems like. So sometimes I'm in different locations, but I am back in sunnier Florida compared to the colder states here, right? So, but thanks so much for joining here today. I do want to share with you all that unfortunately I couldn't be with you live today, but keep watching because I do have a couple of tips for you today, of course, because I can't be in two places at once. I wish I had a clone, but I still have not gotten one. Even though I ask for that on my Christmas list sometimes from people that I need a clone to be in two places at once. No, but I will be, well, as you're watching this, I will be at the city of Tampa. They're having a panel discussion for the community related to a juvenile curfew that may go into effect here in the Tampa Bay area or not. I mean, there still has to be a process to decide that, but nonetheless, I'll be at that event. So I unfortunately can't be with you here today live, but I definitely wanted to take a couple of minutes to share with you a couple of things for you to continue to work on. And for those of you who are or who are new to Mental Health Moment is about how do you become the best version of who you are so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for those around you. Really, really important. So, for today, I want to remind each and every one of you that you really have an opportunity. I know many of you because you tune in every week, and thank you for that. And you share in the comments just the different things you're working on and the ways that you're practicing self care, which, first of all, is amazing and commendable. And I also want to remind you on today's mental health moment to try new things, right? So, we're still at the beginning of the year here. Hopefully, you still have some excitement about the beginning of the year. That just tends to be a time where we hopefully get into a new rhythm, a new momentum, maybe new thoughts, ideas, resolutions, goals, whatever you want to call them, but nonetheless, starting new things. And I want to remind you that you can absolutely try new things when it comes to your wellness and when it comes to your self care. Very, very important. So, something I tried, speaking of starting new things, something I tried recently, it was, I think it was last week actually, was what's called, it's like an overnight sleep meditation. And I don't know if any of you have tried this before. You can let me know or let your group know in the chat since I'm not here live today to see the comments, but or you can talk amongst yourselves for sure in the chat, which I know many of you do. But it was very interesting. So what it is, and it was my first time ever trying it, because I'm trying different things this year for sure, continuing to try different things. But what it is it's a meditation script that you can essentially listen to when you're sleeping. So there's a lot. I was actually looking before I got on this live with you all, and there's a lot on YouTube, like different scripts and things like that. So maybe find what works for you if this is something you want to try. The one I was using in particular was by a lady by the name of Regan Hillier, and it's about manifesting, like whatever it is that if you want to move into that step of manifesting, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's better friendships, better relationships, whatever it is, right? We all have different goals. We're all at different points in our journey. But nonetheless, it was a very fascinating experience. So for me, and you have to think about just your sleep cycle, if you will. But for me, I'm a pretty sound sleeper. As soon as my head hits the pillow, like I'm out. So no issues with sleeping or waking up or falling asleep or anything like that. However, for this particular one, which she reminded us of before we did the overnight sleep meditation, but for this particular one, for me personally, and everyone's going to have a different experience, I did wake up a couple of times through the night, but only for maybe like 20 seconds or so because her voice was so soothing that I was able to fall back asleep. And I tried, even though I woke up and I was hearing some of the meditations and uh, some of the affirmations and those sort of things, I was like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to be up right now because it's the middle of the night. So I just kind of lay there and went back to sleep. And I was actually on a business trip. So this was in a hotel. So there was not too many other interruptions. So she recommends, depending on your situation, either you might need to wear headphones. I didn't because I was in a hotel room at the time by myself, but or not. So whatever works for you. I was listening on my phone on the app. But I wanted to share that experience with you because, and I actually love the experience overall. I will say that because again, depending on what your goals are, so right, we talked about that a couple mental health moments ago about what do you need right now, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Start there, and then to really try to think about how do I achieve those things and how do you incorporate new things? Because some of you might be in the same routines that you've been having, which is there's nothing wrong with that, with self care and with taking care of yourself, mental health, all those sorts of things. Nothing wrong with that. However, your brain tends to like new things. Like that's just what our brain likes. And it's what's called like a pattern interrupt sometimes. So your brain being used to the same things, maybe the same exact routines. When we challenge ourselves to try something new, your brain's kind of like, ooh, what's this going to be like? Right. So be curious. And again, I'm not here to say whether or not you should do an overnight sleep meditation. I'm just sharing what I tried within the past week because I like trying new things related to my self care and getting in a calmer place and growing emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, all those things. I love to challenge myself in that way. So I'm sharing with you what I did, but I'm not saying like, yes, you have to do that unless you want to try it, which nothing wrong with that, right? But what she did say was as she was introducing the overnight sleep meditation was that some people either just sleep through and don't wake up during the night during this process because what tends to happen is they're so like really deep in their sleep, so you might not wake up, but just know obviously you're still hearing this voice and it's still hopefully providing benefits and um, rewiring your brain, if you will, and helping you with whatever it is that you need help on. There's a lot of different overnight sleep meditations. So some are about different affirmations, maybe you have limiting beliefs or whatever it is that you're working on. Uh, or the alternative is sometimes you wake up through the night and because the voice, I mean, her voice might wake you up, which is okay too. So again, people respond differently to this. So it's just a matter of is this something you want to add to your toolkit and try? I tried it. I loved it. I will definitely be doing that again in the near future here. And so, again, one of the things I want to leave you with on today's mental health moment is to really be clear this year because we talk about what are our needs and that sort of thing, but also the action steps of this, right? The action items are what do I need to do? What do I need to put in place? And feeling free to add in new things to your routine. Like it's a great thing to think about, man, what can I add in? What can I try? Can I try meditation? Maybe you've never even tried meditation. I've never tried the overnight meditation, the sleep meditation, but I've definitely tried other types of meditation and visualization and things like that, affirmations. But maybe that's something you want to add in or not, or maybe there's something else like, man, this is something new that I want to try this year. So again, share it in the chat. You can talk amongst yourselves. I'm sorry I can't be there live with you all today, but I really just wanted to take a brief moment to encourage you to do that. Your brain loves new things. And again, if it's something you try for your self care and you're like, man, nope, it's not for me. I don't want to do this. Well, you tried, right? And you don't want to do that. And then you can try something else later on. Or you might find something that you try that you absolutely love. And you're like, man, I didn't even know that this was beneficial to me physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in whatever aspect you're trying something new, which is the beauty of it. A couple years ago, when I started trying a new exercise regimen, I didn't know that I would absolutely fall in love with those type of workouts because I hadn't done them before, right? And then I tried them. I'm like, man, this is great, and I love it. So again, try something new this week. That's your homework assignment. Try something new this week that you think will be beneficial to you. Again, you've already decided, do you need to work on yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually? Hopefully, you already decided if you watch the other mental health moment. And then what is it, something new that you can add into your routine this week? So that's my challenge to you. Thank you again for tuning in. And I will be back next week live right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Have an absolutely amazing week. Be blessed. Take care of yourself. Make yourself your number one priority. And I will see you all next week. Take care, you guys.